Annual government statements. To receive and review the Tavistock Town Council year-end internal audit report 25-26, including the document titled Annual Internal Audit Report 25-26, and discharge the obligations of the authority to review the effectiveness of the system of internal control for Tavistock Town Council for the year ended 31st of March 2026. So we need to receive and review that report first of all. Anybody got any questions on that? Comments?
A couple of comments.
Pardon?
Can I just draw attention to a couple of things?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, just to draw attention to two components in particular, but happy to take questions on any. The Annual Internal Audit Report 2025-26 is the component which will go with the AGAR. So that is the report which is a clean bill of health from your internal auditor in terms of that submission. And then immediately behind that, you will see the year-end audit observations. There are 4 observations which have been made. I would just draw your attention to one. So the first one on there is, does the investment policy clearly show an awareness of investment risk being taken? And then in the observations, it goes on to talk about the fact that we hold more than the approved amount of our earmarked and other reserves with one provider. You may recall that that was something which the Council itself reviewed in March of this year, and therefore you have reviewed it and you agree it on an annual ongoing basis. So this is just to confirm that we have looked at it, but what we will do as officers is we will see whether or not there are other providers that we can find in order to reduce the potential for problems, if you like, with the one provider we've got, which is CCLA. The one observation I would make is that because of the way which CCLA, which stands for charities, charities and local authorities. Yes, thank you very much. The way in which they actually apportion your funds is typically between 20 banks. So if a bank fails, you lose a percentage, but you don't lose all of your money. But of course, that doesn't change the fact if there was a systemic risk to the international banking system that problems themselves could arise. So that is something which we will do on your behalf over the course of the next few months. And if we can identify alternative providers, we will bring that back to you. Otherwise, happy to take any questions. Hopefully, colleagues will feel that the reports themselves are satisfactory.
So do we have any questions from members, please? Everybody okay with that report? Thank you. Do we need to vote on that?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so if you're all happy with that, Councillor Hipsey. Oh, right, thank you. So Councillor Hipsey is proposing that we're accepting that. Do we have a seconder, please? Councillor Ward, thank you. Those in favour, please show. Thank you. So, little 2, consider prepare and approve the annual governance statement titled Section 1 Annual Governance Statement 25-26, which is enclosed. So this is the blank document that's enclosed in your papers, and we have to go through all of these questions and tick yes or no. Is that correct, Town Clerk?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, yes, it is. I mean, just by way of background, this is, as it says, it's a governance statement. It's seeking assurance in terms of our systems of internal control. As you know, we report on the financial position of the council on a regular basis. We have in place professional advisors, be they legal, audit, financial, human resources, who support the council over the course of the year. We provide training and support to officers. We have internal rules and regulations which set out what we do and how we do it, and those are measured by our internal auditor in terms of compliance with that. We undertake a review of our risk annually, and of course we have our own organisational internal assurance statement which covers off those sorts of areas which you look at. So hopefully, if there has been an issue over the course of the year, we've had an opportunity to identify it and to remedy it. And if there hasn't been, then hopefully the answers to these questions are straightforward. As you say, Madam Mayor, it's very much a matter as to whether or not you wish to go through them, posing each question as we go. I'm in your hands.
Right, so what is the wish of council? Do you want to go through them individually? There are 10 points here. Do we have a view? Right, I don't know that you need to read them out, but if people have got the paperwork before them, if you just go to number 1 and we can
Certainly.
go yes or no with it, is that okay?
So until...
Do people have the paperwork before them, please?
So until we get to question 9, it's a straightforward yes or no. So question 1, are you happy with that being a yes?
Yeah.
Question 2,
Yeah.
yes? Question 3,
Yes.
Yeah.
4,
Yes.
5,
Yes.
6,
Yes.
7,
Yeah.
8.
Yes.
In connection with 9, that is going to be non-applicable because of the nature of the question. If you're agreeable to that, that's no change from previous years. And then question 10 is a new question, and you'll see that the auditor, the internal auditor, has signed off on that. You'll also recall that we've put in place the arrangements for compliance with the new assertion 10 with regard to both data protection and our information management policy. So are you agreeable that that should be a yes?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anything more on that, Town Clerk?
No, that concludes that part of the item. Thank you.
Okay, so we move on to item 7 now. So we move on to item 7 now, General Finance Schedule of Payments to consider and endorse the monthly accounts as at the 30th of April, and the schedules of all payments were listed on the website.
Sorry, Matt. My apologies, Madam Mayor. There is also item 6 for the accounting statements. So we've done the annual governance statement, agenda item 5.
Sorry, yeah. Accounting statements. To consider and approve the accounting statements for Tavistock Town Council for the year ended 31st of March, which are in your papers. Titled Section 2, Accounting Statements 25-26, in the prescribed manner. So we need to consider those and approve them. So I think we've been through these in budget and policy. And anything to add, Town Clerk?
No, only that these have been reviewed both by your accountant and your auditor, your internal auditor, and both are in agreement on the figures. So hopefully that provides you with some reassurance.
Thank you. So we need to approve those. So can I have a proposer, please, for those? Councillor Munro, thank you, and a seconder. Councillor Smith, thank you. Any questions, comments? Right, those in favour, please show.
That is carried.
Thank you. And 6B, 6(2), agree arrangements for the period for the exercise of public rights 9th of June to the 23rd of July 2026. Town Clerk, please.
If I may, excuse me, just a correction. The commencement date should be the 12th of June, please. So I would just ask colleagues if you can agree the 12th of June to the 23rd of July rather than as stated on the agenda.
So is that Friday?
Yes.
Yes, so that's this Friday. Everybody okay with that? Yeah, okay, thank you. Agreed. Now we move on to item 7.
Yes.
General Finance, A, schedule of payments. So those have been they're on the Town Council website. Anybody have any comments or questions, or should we just note those? Councillor Hipsey.
It's slightly trivial, really, but I'm just interested in the Civic Ball accounts. Item F11, we're talking about Civic Ball battering, I think, but I believe that the Civic Ball was slightly overspent, but I wasn't sure.
I've already asked for an income and expenditure for the Civic Ball to be prepared and brought to Council.
Yeah.
So we'll see then. I mean, we usually break even on the Civic Ball.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are items that fall into different financial years, and that's where issues can raise when we're looking at it from April, because the ball was, I think, in April, is that right?
Yeah.
So some of it will have fallen in last financial year, and some of it will have fallen this year. But I've asked for a pure income and expenditure so we can see where we are with it.
Because the way I see it was slightly overspent, but the income was slightly more than we expected, so I think it balances out.
Okay, but Mrs Cassidy is going to prepare
Sorry,
that for me.
something I should have asked you before.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, are we happy to note those schedule of payments? Okay, then we move on to budget monitoring report to consider and endorse the phased budget monitoring report as at the 30th of April. Of course, we're only 8.83% through the year, so I don't think there's anything. It's very early days yet. Things like some of the annual payments have already gone out. We've had half of the preset. Anybody have any questions or comments on these? No. So can we note those, please? Thank you. Now move, if there's nothing more on that, on to item 8, Budget and Policy Committee. Councillor Moody is absent, so I'm hoping that perhaps Councillor Ward, who was also at the meeting, might be able to present them, and I hope he already knows that he's doing that.
Thank you, Madam. This is indeed an unanticipated pleasure, and I was not aware of it until I came into this room this evening. I'll do my best.
Well done.
So I rise to present the minutes of the Budget and Policy Committee on Tuesday, the 26th of May. Item 13, election of chairman. And for the benefit of those listening, the chairman will be Councillor J. Moody. Election of vice chairman, and again for the benefit of those watching from outside, the vice chairman will be my colleague, Councillor Barry Smith. Item 15, apologies for absence. Item 16, confirmation of minutes. Item 17, declarations of interest. Item circulated for recommendation to Council. Item 18, service plans 2026-27. Little A, community services service plan. Little B, corporate service plan. Little C, annual summary. There is a recommendation at the bottom of page 3. Recommended that A, the Tavistock Town Council Corporate Services Improvement Plan 26-27 and the Community Services Plan 26-27 both be endorsed as the basis for the delivery of council services 2026-27. Little B, the Council endorse and adopt the Tavistock Town Council Organisational Risk Register, including the amendments as proposed and listed therein. Little C, the Council receive and endorse the annual summary. I move the recommendation.
Thank you. Can we have a seconder for that recommendation, please? Councillor Mrs Ewing. Any questions, comments? No. Right, so we've got a proposer and a seconder. Can we have a vote then? There's got 3 recommendations there. Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 19, little A, environments. There's a recommendation. Recommended that on an exceptional basis, Tavistock Town Council agree to carry the identified underspent amount of £24,879 over to 2026-27 through allocation by way of environment to EMR 328, EMR being the Extraordinary Maintenance Reserve, to support property maintenance in year 2026-27.
Thank you. So Councillor Ward has recommended that. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Mrs Moody, thank you. Those in favour of that recommendation, please show.
Carried.
Thank you.
B, bank mandate. Recommended that the approach as set out in paragraphs 2.1 and 2.2 of the report be endorsed and the necessary amendments made. I move the recommendation.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder, please? Councillor Edelman, thank you. Those in favour, please show. Thank you.
Carried.
Little C, the year-end 2025-2026 preliminary position, recommended that Tavistock Town Council A, endorse and adopt the appended rolling capital programme as proposed, B, endorse and adopt the appended schedule of earmarked reserves as proposed, subject to the amendment of line 334 to read, brackets description, Town Hall and Courtgate Sinking Fund in the revised sum of £20,000. and the introduction of a new earmarked reserve titled Guildhall Interpretation in the sum of £10,000. And C, note the unaudited financial statements for 2025-2026. I move the recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Ward. Can I have a seconder, please? Sorry, Town Clerk.
If I may, just before you move to a seconder, if it's agreeable, Madam Mayor, I would invite the Council to consider whether it is able to make an addition to recommendation little a. That refers to the rolling capital programme. As you know, or as you're probably aware from other reports, we are in the process of making an application, working with the museum in respect of Tavistock Museum, amend application. That requires match funding, and it would be helpful should we be required to demonstrate that we can show match funding if we could just add the words. So at the moment it reads lay endorse and adopt the appended rolling capital programme as proposed, and we agree the addition of the words with potential to provide match funding for a amend application in respect of Tavistock Museum. That would give them the assurance that we have made provision for that. There are two different intervention rates depending on the size of the application that we make, and that would enable us to cover both of those if it's agreeable to you. It's not committing us to doing it, but it's saying that we've thought about it and the money is there and available should we be successful in order that we can actually support that key project.
Okay, Councillor Mrs Moody, please.
Madam Mayor, I just wondered, because I'm involved with the museum, if I should not vote. I don't know whether that's...
Town Clerk, can you advise on that, please?
It would probably be prudent not to vote, but bearing in mind the direct relationship on this particular one.
Thank you. Right, so anybody able to support that additional amendment? Yeah, looks. Would somebody like to put their hand? Thank you, Councillor Hipsey. Right, so can we have a seconder for that whole proposal, little a? Right, those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you. So that's all of those, isn't it? Councillor Ward, please.
Thank you. 20. Commercial conflicts of interest. Recommended that Tavistock Town Council invite the office holders, as listed in paragraph 2.7 brackets A, together with any other twin hatters, brackets 1 at present, to agree to proceed along the lines as set out in paragraph 3.2 in the report in the interests of probity, transparency and the public interest. I move the recommendation.
Probably need to declare an interest at this point, as I expect Councillor Mrs Ewings might wish to, and I won't take part in this vote. Thank you. So we have a recommendation. Do we have a seconder, please? Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
There is a second recommendation. Recommended that in such circumstances the consultation take place instead with the most recent former mayors who did not also serve on West Devon Borough Council, namely Councillors Hipsey and Ward and Councillor Hutton, the designated reserve. I move the recommendation.
Thank you. Councillor Edelman?
No.
Seconded it. Okay, thank you. Any questions? Right, those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you.
21. Renters' Rights Act recommended that Tavistock Town Council note and endorse the current position and associated course of action as set out in the report. I move the recommendation.
Thank you. Seconder, please. Councillor Smith. Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you.
Items circulated for information only. 22. Local Government Pay Award 2026-27. Urgent matters brought forward at the discretion of the Chairman. 23. HMRC mileage rate. There is a recommendation. Recommended that if, as applicable, references to mileage in Tavistock Town Council policies refer to the applicable HMRC mileage rate or equivalent wording currently in the sum of 55 pence per mile, so as to maintain currency with present and future changes that might arise. I move the recommendation.
Thank you. A seconder, please. Councillor Munro. Those in favour, please show. Thank you.
Carried.
The remainder of the minutes will be considered in part 2, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much, Councillor Ward. Sorry that it was late notice for you, but as always, you delivered it exceptionally. Thank you. We now move on to item 9, which is the Development Management and Licensing Committee. And I'd ask Councillor Smith, please, to present the minutes from that.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I rise to present the Development Management and Licensing Committee on Thursday, the 12th of May. 400, apologies for absence. 401, confirmation of minutes. 402, declaration of interest. 403, Dartmoor National Park Authority. 404, town planning issues. 405, general correspondence. And 406, urgent business brought forward at the discretion of the chairman. The 407, planning applications, little a, planning decisions by West Devon Borough Council, and little b, new planning applications. And the recommendation is that the views of the Town Council, as listed in Appendix B, be passed to the local planning authority for the consideration. I move that, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Can we have a seconder from that? Thank you, Councillor Venning. Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you.
Right, Madam Mayor, I remain standing for the minutes of the Development Management and Licensing Committee on Tuesday, the 2nd of June. 27, election of chairman, and you'll be, just to advise you all who may be listening outside, that Councillor Barry Smith, myself, was resolved that be chairman for the following council year. This is followed by 28, election of vice chair. Councillor Hutton, who wasn't present but had agreed that he would stand if required. It was resolved that Councillor Hutton be appointed vice chair for the Development Management and Licensing for the ensuing council civic year. Item 29, apologies for absence. Item 30, confirmation of minutes. 31, declarations of interest. 32, Dartmoor National Park Authority. 33, town planning issues.
Councillor Mrs Ewing, please.
May I just ask if the pasty house has changed its name to the original pastry house, or is that a typo? Or I've got a very funny, is it a typo? Because I've got a funny feeling it might be on the West Devon application as well. I'm sure I've seen it wrong somewhere else as well. So, but yes.
We probably copied it from West Devon's.
That's what I think may have happened. So, yeah.
So
I've seen vans with burger house on as well.
yeah, well, it's the filling without any cover on it. Are we okay on that, Madam Mayor, that we'll get that checked?
Yes, thank you.
Just to make sure. Fine, thank you. 34, general correspondence. 35, urgent business brought forward at the discretion of the chairman. And 36, planning.
Can we just have a break, just have a discussion there about item 34? This was about the traffic regulation order for, for
35.
35, yes, sorry,
Yeah.
for the Nook, Laburnum cottages and the lawn. And can I get the town clerk to read our response, which was sent before the deadline on Friday?
Conscious that there was a timing issue in relation to this, and that this was something where some significant views were expressed at the committee, we have written to the licensing authority. Now, this of course is written as an informal representation, but with them being aware that it was going to be brought before council tonight, so that enables you to be aware of what has been said on your behalf, and that is that the council does not support the proposal, which A, appears, brackets, through blanket application of double yellow lines, close bracket, to be excessive and disproportionate in circumstances where there is likely only one material pinch point. B, would materially disadvantage a largely older population, including through the restriction of opportunities for carers or support services to attend to their needs, accompanied by the undesirable displacement of vehicles to other areas such as Parkwood Road, which is already heavily used. If, however, the Highway Authority still wishes to proceed, the Council would request that it explore, with both local residents and elected members, measures to mitigate the adverse effects of the proposal and maintain quality of life for residents.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Town Clerk. Councillor Venning, please.
I don't know about anybody else, but several of you haven't got page 5. All we've got is a blank page.
I think we've got it. Sorry. I think you've got the lucky dip there, Councillor Venning. Oh, right, okay.
There's nothing on there.
No, okay.
There's nothing on there. You haven't missed anything.
No.
It's just a blank page because it's the way it's been printed out.
Yeah. Right, Councillor Smith, please.
Right. Thank you, Madam Mayor. Right, we've on that one. Start off again on 36 planning applications. Little A, planning decisions by West Devon. Little B, new planning applications. And it's recommended that the views of the Town Council as listed in Appendix B be passed to the local authority for consideration. I'd move that, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Mrs Young.
I didn't know whether to bring this up or whether to bring it up under the town planning issues, but we seem to be getting a lot of applications for alcohol licences, all over the town. And I'm not unduly concerned because I don't really drink, but I just think there's a proliferation now, and some of the licences are getting later, as we've already experienced with the Wetherspoons application. I don't know what I'm saying really, to be honest, but I'm surprised at some of the applications that have come forward to have alcohol licences as a complete change of a business model.
Can I say from the chair that this was looked at fairly thoroughly at the DMNL meeting, and the first one of the applications stops at 16:30, which we thought was reasonable, and the other one stops at 2100 hours, which isn't very late. And I guess businesses are looking at each and every way that they can to try and bring some income in, because we want these businesses to survive in Tavistock, and having the opportunity for people to buy a drink there might, just help them a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I totally understand it, but it's like everybody's doing it.
Yeah. We are very aware of it on the DMNL committee. Well, Councillor Smith is anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I point out, Madam Mayor, we have, just so you know, that generally speaking, we have been round and looked at these premises, and we've also spoken to the applicants just to find out how their business is doing, and they are looking to take every possible income stream into that premises without causing too much of a fuss. They're not running, it's just an add-on to their offer, which is totally different from the one in Wetherspoons, which is a considerable infringement into the evening trade or the next day's early morning trade. One of the things that did come through was that where it was Thursday, Friday and Saturday night, which went into the next day, they have now taken away, and it's only for Friday night and Saturday night, going into the Saturday early morning and the Sunday. So the Thursday has been removed from there. It's a 2-day extension to see how it goes, and I think it's going to be looked at in the next year just to see whether it's done. But the view is, from all concerned, is that the Wetherspoons is a well-run operation, and they should be able to hold it down, and if they don't, they're probably going to change it round. They're not in the business of upsetting the locals. So,
okay, thank you, Councillor Smith. Have you moved that recommendation?
Yeah,
You
I'll
have-
move that, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. So do we have a second? Councillor Lewis, please. Thank you. Those in favour, please show.
Carried.
Thank you.
Okay. And as always, the last one, 37, next meeting is on Tuesday the 23rd of June. We would love to see you. It's a nice meeting to go to, so I'm advised. Anyway, thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Smith. Well done. Right, we now move on to the service reports. Little 1, General Manager's report, which is enclosed. Any updates on that, please, General Manager? No? Thank you. Councillor Hipsey?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just looking at the World Heritage Site anniversary, I'm delighted that we're actually doing something about that. I was wondering whether that was going to happen, so very pleased with that. 2 questions, though. First of all, are we one of many celebrations in the World Heritage Site, the West Devon and Cornwall Mining Heritage Site? And is anybody else doing anything? And secondly, perhaps the General Managers can just tell us what an interactive dome is, please.
Can I answer the first one, as far as I know? I was fortunate enough to go to an event in Redruth recently, which was the kind of like opening of the celebrations of the 20th anniversary, and that was extremely well attended by senior officials of Cornwall and Cornwall Council, and the Cornish Bard was there, High Sheriff, Lord Lieutenant. So, and surprisingly, Tavistock was invited, so I was really pleased to represent Tavistock there, because it just shows how important Tavistock and West Devon is to that West Devon and Cornish World Heritage Site. So that was good. I understand there will be other celebrations during the year. It's a really important thing. It's a really important milestone that we've achieved. And I'll go over to an interactive dome to the General Manager, please.
It's exactly that, to be honest, an interactive dome where I think part of the problem I've got at the moment, one of the meetings was cancelled. I've got a follow-up meeting on Thursday morning, where I'm going to go into a little bit more detail around the principles of that. Equally, then, we need to have a further discussion around how we develop that event, not just for the interactive dome within the town hall, but how we can benefit by possibly putting something else on in Butchers Hall or in the Guild Hall at the same time, working with partners. So yes, we are getting the interactive dome coming down on that day, but that event will probably be slightly larger than just the dome itself in the town hall.
Can I just make one comment about a dome in the town hall? That sounds very hot to me, especially if it's hot weather. So plenty of water available for people to drink, please. I'm sure it's on your risk assessment. Councillor Hipsey, please.
Just another little question, if I may. It sounds brilliant. I think, as you said, it's very, very important that we are seen to be properly involved in this, because we are an important part of the whole World Heritage Site. Are partners like the Beard Heritage Trust and so on, are they being involved and consulted and etc.? Are they helping?
That goes back to what I've just said, that I need to have the more exploratory meeting in relation to exactly what the principles of the dome will entail, apart from the fact that we've got currently that it's an immersive experience and we've got the dimensions, so the only venue where we can host it is a town hall because of the size. And following on from that meeting on Thursday, we'll then open up discussions with the wider partners, including the heritage partners and Tavistock Bid.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councillor Ward, please.
Thank you. Could the General Manager tell us what progress has been made in reviewing these audio systems in the Town Hall, and I think it was at Pannier Market or Butchers Hall, and have any conclusions been reached and plans made to improve things?
That's a good question.
If it's easier, you could do a written report, a written reply.
I think that's a very kind suggestion, Madam Mayor. And if you're willing to accept a written reply, I'll go back to you this week.
Of course I am.
And I'd
Thank
like
you.
to be copied in, please. No problem. Thank you. And all members, actually. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Any other comments or questions to the General Manager, please? Right, we move on to the pannier market report next. Busy time for them. Lots of key dates, put them in your diaries now, things that are happening. Farmers market dates right up to 12th of December. It's always pleasing to see the TripAdvisor Google reviews, which seem to be consistently good, so well done to them. And a very successful garden show. So I was fortunate enough to attend the garden show, and it was really very, very good this year. So can you pass my thanks to all the staff that were involved? I did write to them to thank them very much for their efforts. It's very impressive, actually, for a small town. Any other questions about the pannier market report? No? Right, we move on to the Works Department report now. Thank you. And you see the hanging baskets are up and they're going to be starting to be watered by the Town Council. They're the bid hanging baskets, of course. Councillor Hipsey, please.
Just a word of congratulations and thanks to all the staff for the new play gear in Meadows, which I think is looking really good. I'll look forward to having a go as soon as it's ready to go.
Thank you. Thanks. Right, we now move on to the Town Hall and Butchers Hall report. Well, there's talk there about the PA system, so we'll very much look forward to the General Manager's report about the PA sent to all members. Any comments, questions? Right, can we note that then, please? Thank you. Item 11, Finance and Other Matters. To receive for information the following. Report of the Administration Office enclosed. You'll notice there that my adopted charity for this year is going to be the Dartmoor Search and Rescue Team, Tavistock. As you know, I have close connections with that and spend a lot of time waiting while my husband's out searching for people who've become lost. And they do lots of other work as apart from that, so I'm very pleased to adopt that as my charity. Looking at the list of members' training. Now, I went on a training course last week, but it's not there. So I had the pleasure of going to Weston-super-Mare for the day for a leadership training day, which was actually very, very good. Very good indeed. So I think there is a performance indicator for members about training. So if you get the opportunity to do some training, please take that up and, book it up. Mrs. Cassidy will deal with it through the office. So those opportunities are there, take them up, especially if there are things that are of interest to you. Any questions about that report? Little B, to receive... Sorry, Councillor Ewings. Sorry.
I was just going to mention about the training, following on from what you've said. Training, I think, at Town Council and parish level will become more important than ever. And, if members are looking to stand again in the next elections in 2027, so next year, when local government reform goes through, some of the roles that town and parish councils will be undertaking will be more intensive than before. And I think to take opportunities for what is, very good training offered by DALC and South West councils, we should really take up those offers and benefit from them, so we are in a stronger position for when we become a town council with a different hat slightly, but still a town council. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. And as you'll see, a lot of these training opportunities are virtual, so you can do them in the comfort of your own home, so you don't have to travel to Ashburton or Newton Abbot or Exeter for them. So, I really encourage people to have a look what's on offer. And Mrs. Cassidy sends out the details of DALC training, probably weekly, is it, Adele?
Yeah, I think it does come through.
Yeah, come through weekly. So do have a look at that email from DALC and book up for it, please. Right, thank you. To receive any updates from or questions to council representatives serving on other bodies, outside bodies, in connection with the work of those bodies. Any, Councillor Hipsey?
If I could just bring council's attention to the fact that, well, you know, I'm your representative on the bid. The bid will shortly be conducting its referendum in the hope that it can serve for another 5 years. Now, obviously, there are varying opinions as to whether this should happen or not, but certainly I'm an advocate that we should have a bid for the next 5 years. And that being the case, I would like to encourage all members, when they're talking to the general public, but business holders or business people in general, to encourage them to vote in the bid referendum and to vote for another 5 years. I think personally it's a very, very important part of our community. It's achieved a great deal in the last 5 years, and I think we would be much, much the worse off without a bid. So please bear that in mind when you're in town talking to people, talking to shoppers, talking to business owners, and encourage them, please, to vote for another 5 years of the bid. Thank you, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. This is the bid renewal paper, which, has that been sent to members? So this has been sent to all members. The ballot closes on the 16th of July, which is before the next council meeting, but it will go to budget and policy. And the town council has had a long-standing policy to be supportive of Tavistock bid. So I think we'll be voting in favour of it again. I can't prejudge what we'll decide, but it will be looked at there and a sounding will be taken. So is that a good enough, Carl? Yeah.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, Town Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, I endorse everything you've said. The one thing is members will also have received a representation from the bid company, which is inviting those who are interested to a meeting at the Bedford Hotel, 5:30 p.m. for a 6 p.m. start this Thursday, the 11th of June. So if you are intending to attend and have not yet notified, if you can notify either Mrs. Cassidy or direct to the bid company of your intention to be there, please do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm afraid I'm going to be away, so I won't be in attendance there. Well done. Thank you, Mandy. Okay, any other updates? Any feedback? Sorry. Any feedback from members following their attendance at any training sessions? Told you about the Western Supermare Day that I went to. We've had no report from Councillor Sellers for Devon County Council or
May I
Councillor...
comment on that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Just to congratulate you for having elicited a letter or a message from our county councillor. It's been a long time, as we all know. I found it particularly frustrating particularly during the library campaign, when our libraries were somewhat under threat, or so we thought, that we had no update about what was going on at County Hall in that respect. I now understand that there is additional money, I think, available for libraries. It'll be interesting to know how that is going to be spent and how that will affect our library service. And I suspect I'm not alone in this room as being somebody who receives a lot of comments, complaints, etc. about highways. And again, you know, there's only so many times you can say, well, we don't do highways. It's a county thing. We need to know what's going on with our highways. Again, I believe that there's money being put into replacing or filling potholes and doing works on highways. I think it will be great to hear from our county councillor how that money is likely to be spent. So I do hope that the experience you've had today is continued, and we do see our county councillor reporting and in person and in writing as well. So
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So then we move on to item 12, is to receive such communications or reports as may be submitted by the Town Mayor. I'd just like to remind members about the Stuart Todd briefing tomorrow afternoon by Zoom, I think it is, 5:30. Please join online and we will see what he has to say about the possibility of doing things with the local plan. No, it's the neighbourhood development plan, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Item 13, urgent matters brought forward at the discretion of the Town Mayor. I have none. Item 14, public bodies admission to meeting Act 1960. Can we move to part 2, please? Seconder, please. Thank you. Mandy, thank you.